Hi everyone, this next program I'm going to demonstrate is how to complete a pattern. So this is a really important goal that a lot of our learners work on, especially for math. Um, so you're going to want to check with your students' lesson plans, see exactly what kind of pattern that they're working on. Today I'm going to demonstrate two, and you're also going to want to get specific instructions from your teacher from the lesson plans and also on your video conferences about how to exactly run this program. Some kids do it a little bit differently. So for this program, you're going to need something to make a pattern with. I'm going to be doing with some colored blocks. You can also use Legos, snap blocks. You can use like little bears. You can use beads. It depends what you have at home. So for this program, I'm going to first demonstrate an A-B pattern. So that's yellow, orange, yellow, orange. I can do that with any colors. And in fact, it's good to mix it up a lot for my learner. So for this trial, I'm going to do yellow, orange, yellow, orange. And then I'm going to present with them with a set of blocks. There's going to be two answers that are right, the yellow and orange, and two distractors. Some students might not be working with distractors, but some students might. So again, you're going to want to check the instructions. I'll say something like, all right, finish the pattern, and hand them these other blocks. The independent correct answer would be taking the yellow, taking the orange, and finishing the pattern. Some students might require a gestural prompt. So maybe I point to the yellow or the orange. It's always best for most learners to use a gestural prompt versus a verbal prompt if possible. So it is possible I could say, oh, what comes next? Yeah, yellow. What comes after that? Oh, orange. But we really want learners to start learning these things without those verbal cues and doing them on their own. And it's easier to fade out our gestures than it is to fade out our voice. So when possible, I like to use a gestural prompt. Maybe for some learners, if they've forgotten the skill or they've never worked on it at home, they might need a full prompt to get those correct blocks in order. If there is an error, so maybe I hand the blocks to my learner and they put the blue, or what happens more often, they take the correct colors, but they don't put them in the pattern, they just put them down in the line in the wrong way. I'm going to present it again and come in with that full hand over hand prompt to help them do it the correct way. Or some learners might like a model. I'll say, oh, my turn, let me show you. Yellow, orange, yellow, orange. Yellow, orange, and sort of model my thought pattern, my thought process for how to get the pattern. And then I'll present it to them again, finish the pattern, and go back to that gestural prompt or hand over hand. So that's going to be my error correction. You can also do a different pattern. This is called an ABC pattern. So I'm adding in a third color. I'm going to also make sure to add in another distractor because maybe this is a learner who needs two distractors because they've already mastered this one. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to do the same thing. All right, finish the pattern, and I'm looking for that student to take the yellow, then the orange, and then the blue and finish that pattern. All of those same tips from the last pattern apply. So I might use a gesture prompt so that they know which one comes next if they need a little bit of help. They might need a full hand over hand prompt to get the right pattern. Or if they mess it up, I might model it one time if that's a learner who does really well with models. Or I'm just going to go right in and give them that hand over hand prompt, that error correction. Of course, as soon as your learner gets the correct pattern, whether they needed a gesture or a prompt, that is the time when you're going to give them a lot of reinforcement, like, wow, I love how you did your pattern. That was such a great job doing your pattern. And then maybe giving them access to a reinforcer like tickles, high fives, edibles, access to a preferred toy or video or a break, maybe even a token if it is a student who works with the token board.